Hey, what's up everybody? It's Coach Matt over here at Primal Athlete Training Center, www.primalatc.com. You know, over the past few weeks, I have been getting a ton of questions through email and through the Primal Athlete Training Center Facebook page regarding the discus. Now, discus, I've said it before and I will say it until the day I die, is my favorite event. So when I get discus questions, I always want to make sure that I give a quick answer to help out those other discus fanatics out there. And the number one question, or the theme of the questions that I've been receiving, has to deal with getting more height on the throw. For the most part, what people are saying is that when they release the discus, they're able to put a lot of speed on it, and they're able to put a lot of spin on it, but they're releasing it flat, meaning that there's no height to the discus when they throw it. They don't actually see that arc in the air where the discus is going up and then back down. They all want to know, Coach Matt, how do we get more height on the discus? Well, could be a number of different things, but I want to go through two of the most common issues with regards to releasing the discus and how to get more height on the release. Now, the first thing is nice and simple. When you are finishing, have your hand totally flat, meaning that as you're going through the power position, you are releasing the discus and the discus is flat to the ground. So when you throw, it's going parallel with the ground or it's going level with the ground, and you're just not putting any height on it. Think of somebody who's an outfielder in baseball trying to throw to home plate, throwing a line drive. It's not going to get there. Unless you have a cannon for an arm, you cannot throw a line drive from center field to home plate. You have to put a little bit of an arc on it. Same thing with discus. When you go to release, and you have that thing nice and flat, your hips are flat, everything is flat, you are not going to get any height on your throw. So what you can do in that instance, you can do pretty much what is the easy way, which is to have your body nice and flat and then just put height on the discus and throw it up in the air. Or you can do it the proper way, which is to get your hips higher in the air, drive more with your legs, and then put the height on the throw that way. And what I mean by that is, as you're going through the throw, you need to have a good bend in your legs. Your legs need to be bent when you land in that power position. You need to drive through the circle and push up in the air. So as you're throwing, you're coming through and you're pushing your body up in the air as you finish. Don't just massage the ground and push forward. Push your legs into the ground, drive into the ground, pop the hips up in the air, and then release. And by driving up in the air, by pushing your hips in the air and pushing the ground away from you, that is where you're going to get more height on that discus the proper way. So there's the way that's like a band-aid, and there's a way that actually corrects the throw. So, quick solution, just angle your hand up more. That's not exactly a long-term solution. Long-term solution, get more drive with your legs, land in a better power position, push the ground away from you, get those hips up and around, and follow through all the way through the top of that throw. That is going to solve 99% of the issues out there for a lot of throwers that are sending in these questions. So, most important, no matter if it's shot put, no matter if it's discus, you need to get bend in the legs so that at the end of the circle, at the end of the throw, you can push the circle away from you and drive up. There's an old joke, you know, one of the Chuck Norris jokes that came out a few years ago that I always tell my athletes is that Chuck Norris doesn't do push-ups. Chuck Norris pushes the ground down. Now, there's a way of thinking of that with shot put and discus as well. When you're in the power position, you don't just push hard enough to move your body away from the circle, you push hard enough with your legs to move the circle and move the earth down. There's a big difference between the two. And once you get that understanding of how those two differ, that is when you're going to start to be putting a lot more power in the ground. Don't just put enough power to turn your body, put enough power to turn the earth away from you. As soon as you realize that, more power in the throws, more height to your throws, and more distance to your throws. It's that simple. Guys, it's Coach Matt, Primal Athlete Training Center. Thanks so much for the question from the 5 or 6 people that sent in that question this week. So make sure you guys, if you have questions on shot, disc, even hammer or javelin, make sure you send them in to me, either by going to primalatc.com and leaving your question in the little comment section in the website, or you can go to the Primal Athlete Training Center Facebook page, click like, join the community of 500 or 600 other throwers that are part of that group, leave your question right on the page so others can see it, and then you can get it answered quickly on the page, and I will answer it for you here on video. Hope to hear from you soon.